Ice Cube was performing in Portland, and somebody tried to set his tour bus on fire because they thought that it was an ICE headquarters. I swear that's true. That's the kind of misinformed activism going on in Portland. It's just a city full of people who hate the police but don't know the guy who wrote "Fuck the Police." That's crazy. You can't be an ally if you're the reason we don't get any more Friday movies. That's your fault. Could you imagine? Portland's the only place where someone could be like, guys, I just shot a billionaire CEO in the medical industry. And everyone's like, that was Dr. Dre. Yeah.
I forgot about that.
You forgot about Dre. Could you please stop writing tags to my jokes? I don't know. It's a crazy town. I've learned a lot of lessons in this city. I don't even say colored pencils. I say pencils of color. I don't want to get in trouble. That's a weird laugh. It sounds like a fire alarm that's out of batteries. Every 60 seconds. Yeah, that's crazy. There it is. Yep. I'm always trying to get the snorts. That's what I play for. A snort is like an auditory squirt. You can't fake that. You can't fake a snort. There's residue. Residue. That's always a funny word. I don't know. I just went and visited my grandma. She's my best friend in the whole world. She's 101 years old. I know. She still has like a firm handshake. It's crazy. I complimented her. She was like, you got to have a firm handshake. That's how people take you seriously. I'm like, are you doing business deals at 101? I got 20% off my casket. I don't know what you would be negotiating for. She's so old. She doesn't want to be alive anymore. If you talk to her and you're like 101, she goes, I don't recommend it. She's still like quick and funny. Like I asked her, I go, Graham, what's your secret? And she was like, definitely not vaping. And I'm like, okay. Yeah. She's so funny. She's been widowed since 1972. I know. And I asked her a question last year. I said, Graham, did you ever try dating after Grandpa died? And she went, not necessarily dating. What the fuck does that mean, Graham? That's the sluttiest emphasis I have ever heard. She winked, she thrusted. I was like, what the? Sounds like for 54 years she's been giving it out like fresh baked cookies. My dear sweet Graham. That's my dad's least favorite joke, by the way. He hates it. It reminds him of his dad dying, his mom having sex, and his son being a stand-up comedian. Those are three tough visuals for him to keep him up at night. Actually, this is crazy. I've been thinking about getting a tattoo of my grandma. I've never had a tattoo before, but I want to get her face on my back. And yeah, but here's the thing. I don't know what age to get her at. I don't want to get hot Graham. I didn't know her back when she was in her 30s or 20s. But I don't want to get like wrinkled old 101-year-old Graham. That seems insulting. But my buddy, he's a tattoo artist, and I was like, would you do a tattoo of my grandma on my back? And he was like, sure, I do that all the time. And I was like, oh, it's not even original? And then I thought about it. I was like, oh, I'm going to get her on my balls. Because then depending on what the temperature of the room is, it'll look like her at different ages in her life. Right? If it's a warm day and I'm stretched out, it'll look like Graham in the 60s. But if it's cold and I'm all wrinkled, it'll look like the Graham I know and love. That's my dad's least favorite joke for sure. I did. I told him that a couple weeks ago. He was not. He upgraded his least favorite joke. My dad's so weird. He's one of these guys. On the phone, he has to call. Anytime he calls for customer service, he has to know the name of the person he's talking to. Does anyone else's dad do this? He calls, hello, who am I speaking with? Oh, Vinesh, yes, how are you today? It's like he all right, that was, he like acts like they're both on a cruise ship meeting. You're like, this guy's at work, stop trying to charm him into like a senior discount. It's so, I don't know, these are just passing thoughts that I've had. I'm moving to Philadelphia. I traded rooms with a comedian in December. He's from Philadelphia. He came to my house. He was staying in my room. He was driving my car. He was fucking my girlfriend. I was in his apartment in Philadelphia, and the first day I found a vape under his bed. And I don't vape typically, even though I just referenced that in the last joke. Fuck. Thank you. But I started vaping because I was committed to the life swap. And by the end of it, it was, yeah. And then on the third day, I found out that he's gay. I was like, how committed am I to this lifestyle? I sucked a lot of things in Philadelphia I shouldn't. That's my point of that joke. I was only supposed to be there for a month, but I was so charmed by the city that I decided to move there, which is crazy. That never happened on like Wife Swap. Right? There was never a woman who was like, you know what, fuck my old family, I'm staying with you guys. It's a sports town. I'm not a big sports guy. I know I have the jacket, but it's more for style. When I flew to Philadelphia, it was football season still, and the cab driver picked me up. First thing he said, where are you from? I said, Oregon, and he goes, who's your team? And I said, what are you talking about? And he was like, it's football season. Who's your football team? And I was honest with him. I was like, I don't really pay attention to that stuff. And he was so disgusted, he didn't even look at me for like 5 minutes. I thought I reminded him of his gay son somehow. He was very uncomfortable. But after 5 minutes, he changed the subject. He was like, Oregon, is that a red state or a blue state?
Oh, no.
I know. I was like, the Chargers. My team is the Chargers. Reverse. Touchdown, cheerleaders, please. Nobody wants to talk politics right now. Wow. David Twitty, I'm sorry. No, David. I say nobody, but I'm a fucking centrist asshole, so I'm the problem. No, that's it. I was at an airport recently. A little kid, he was like 6 years old. He asked his dad. He goes, "Dad, what's politics?" And the dad was so mad. He was like, "Who the fuck did this?" It was like someone stepped on his headphones or something. He was like, he reacted like he would rather explain a blowjob than politics. And it reminded me, I was born in 1990, so I learned what a blowjob and politics were at the exact same time. Yeah, you guys were there. That was confusing. My first blowjob felt amazing, but immediately I was like, I don't think I can be president anymore. I don't know. You know it, yes. Nice. He's still disgusted. 30 years. Oh, God. Ruined a great presidency. I don't know. That was the end of an era, I guess. All right, you guys can discuss the 90s after the show. It's almost over. Someone recently told me 90s trends are making a comeback. Yeah, but then they got mad when I said, that's so gay. Apparently not all 90s trends are bad. Good. I thought we lost the fire alarm. She's back. Nice. I don't know. You guys are fun. I am going with my girlfriend to Philadelphia. We've been together for 4 years. We're both comedians. Yeah. Apparently she's seen her work before. Not a fan. Boo, your girlfriend's no, she's okay. What was the boo for? I'm so curious. I won't be able to sleep at night unless you tell me. Love? Boo? Oh, you're booing love. Who is this gentleman to your left? Okay. I don't even know. You can't boo and then be like, but don't talk to me. That's... I don't know. My girlfriend and I, we roast each other. Like, I came out of the shower on my birthday and she went, why the long balls? Which, on my birthday. I've roasted her before. I got slapped at the beginning of last year because I made fun of her feminine odor. Oof, yeah. Oh, even he's like, sir. Here's the story. We were hanging out and we were in bed and I caught a whiff from under the sheets. I know. He's like, oh yeah, okay. And I said, woof. They're working hard in the pussy factory today. No chirps? Okay, all right, well, that's fine. She did slap me. There's a happy ending to that story. My girlfriend and I are both comedians, and she's funnier. Travel Portland made a documentary about her last year. They followed her for a year. They came to our house. I thought I was going to be a big part of this documentary. I wasn't. I got one scene. Here's what happened. My girlfriend has this joke where she says, I've learned that in order to find love, you have to lower your standards. I know. She wrote it before she met me. It's possible that that's how she manifested me, but I don't. But the documentary just shows my girlfriend telling that joke in a theater full of people, and then it cuts to me in my backyard just going... Just the face of low standards. Hey! That's my dad's favorite joke. He loves that. I'll miss talking about Portland and all the good things. I've learned so many things, you know? What to say, what not to say. I already did the people of color joke, colored pencils. That's the lead into this next part, so pretend I just said it again. You gotta be careful. You gotta say people of color, you know? If I'm in Portland and I even say my girlfriend is black, people get weird. They'll be like, whoa, why she gotta be black? Like, both her parents are black. It would be weird if she wasn't, you know? But then you go to a small town and you say, my partner is a person of color, and everybody looks at you like, why are you using all them CNN words, buddy? We use real N-words out here. Welcome to Hood River. That's their words. That's their words. I just read the brochure. I'm reporting the facts. My girlfriend, she does not use the N-word. And I asked her about, good time to take a deep breath. We're going deep in here. She doesn't use the N-word, and I asked her about it. I said, what's the deal? It seems like a waste. That's what I said. And she told me, she said, I use it, I just don't use it in front of you. I was like, oh, same here. Oh, I'm kidding, that's a joke. I've never used that word hatefully. Lyrically, I might have slipped a few thousand times in the early 2000s. I'm sorry, my bad. My sister's boyfriend told me in high school that I was allowed to use that word if it's in the lyrics of a song. And he was Asian, but he was so confident, I just had to... Well, that joke did as well as this room of balding white men and their girlfriends. That's about as well as it should do. Sorry, that hit all the people who didn't realize they're balding. That's 4 of us, everybody. I'm one of you. I guess you can't say that until you reveal the truth. I'm one of you. Or I soon will be. I don't know. I won best hair in high school. That's crazy. They tried to take it back at the 10-year reunion. I was like, I already spent the prize money. Sorry. It was a weird award to win. I won best hair in high school. My first girlfriend, Allie Burfield, senior year, she won best body. Yeah, I know. one guy's like, yeah. Everyone else was like, whoa, what the fuck? It's a weird award in retrospect to give a teenager. I know. There was a guy in my PE class. I remember he was like, dude, she didn't deserve that. She wasn't even in my top 5. I was like, Coach, that's disgusting. That's. Damn, that guy started like a soccer chant. Oh, that joke. Pedophiles at school. I don't know. It's a good time to be alive. Sex work is becoming legitimate. That's great. Yeah. I just had a hooker fill out a W-2. Yeah. I told this joke last week, and a guy came up after the show. He was like, really? It would be a 1099? Because sex work is independent contracting, and a W-2 is for regular employees. I was like, look, how frequently I visit dominatrix is between me and her. She's a black dominatrix. Yeah, that's the end of my set. Thank you very much. Good night.